So I want to explore 2 or 3 other dimensions that you spoke about. You spoke about capacity, you spoke about leadership. So talk to us a little bit about what you see as, who are leaders and what is leadership? Is there a difference? Is it…
I know there's a lot of talk about leadership and wanting to become leaders. I don't think anybody should try to become a leader. It's quite obscene that I want to become a leader, that means all of you should be what? I don't know. I don't know what you would like to call yourself. It's not about you wanting to become a leader or someone wanting to become a leader. Because of a certain thing that you have done within yourself, or a certain level of observation, or a certain intelligence, or a certain experience, you are able to see something that most people are not able to see. The moment you're able to see something, then people will naturally look up to you as a leader because you're seeing something that they cannot see. And if you become a leader, there are many ways to become a leader. You can get elected, you can get selected, you can work it, you can pull other people down and become a leader, or simply people will rise you as a leader because they see that either you're able to see something or you're able to do something which they themselves cannot do. I feel this is the way leadership should happen, if you want to call it that someone is able to see something and do something that others cannot do, so everybody wishes he must take charge of the situation because naturally he will be able to do something that the others will not be able to do. So what is the quality of leadership? Leadership means once you sit on a perch, you better see clearer than others, otherwise you'll make a ridiculous fool of yourself. There's a whole, in the nation certain things have been happening.
Right.
Somebody sits on a perch and he doesn't see any better than you, he looks like a fool immediately. So, it is not about you wanting to sit on the perch, you wanting to see something must get you to the perch. Not because you want to be above everybody else, you get to the perch. So what is the quality of a leader? I don't think there's any particular quality. One thing is, a leader means his sense of life is beyond himself. It's not about his sense of identity is beyond himself. Somebody becomes a leader because he is willing to think and feel and act for more people than himself. If you act for yourself, you're called self-centered. If you just act for the sake of 2 or 3 people you gather in the form of family, you are named as Dhritarashtra. There are modern names for that. If you identify yourself with the entire nation or the world, you'll be looked at in a different way. Essentially, your leadership will come from the right context depending upon what you're identified with. Because everybody needs an identity. What sort of identity have you taken will determine the context and the quality of your leadership.
In that context, isn't leadership something that, each of us can individually manifest? If I were to describe one dimension of leadership as saying it is about taking ownership to create a better outcome. In that context, we can convert leadership from a noun to a verb.
I don't know that much grammar, okay.
But you can try.
See, whatever we do, every human activity, the purpose of an activity is to produce something. Production may be a safety pin, a computer, love, joy, health, well-being, it doesn't matter what. We want to produce something. When we act, we want it to be effective. How small an act or how big an act is not the important. We want something to happen effectively, which means it's a question of efficiency, it's a question of with how little, how much more you could do. That's what makes you… Because all of us have the same amount of time in a day. People always tell me, Sadhguru, you had such a long day. I said, unfortunately there's no long day, they give me only 24 hours. I would like to bargain for more, but it's not happening. You can make it more by increasing your efficiency, the way you function, including people as a part of yourself, where other people will function as a part of you so that you don't have to bother about so many things around you. In this sense, you can enhance what you do. But time-wise, all of us have the same time, we can't help it. So, how much can you produce, in how little time, in how little material, is the question. In the limited span of time which we have as life, what is it that we can do? Is it just about efficiency? Is it about simply mindless efficiency, do better, do better? No. At different times in history, people seem to want different things on the surface. But essentially, no matter which time of history, who they are, which part of the world they are, everybody wants the same thing, well-being. But their idea of well-being, everybody has their idea how to get there, but everybody wants well-being, no question about that. It doesn't matter which part of the world you go, whether you came here 1,000 years ago or today, 100 years later, you will see people will be still seeking well-being. In pursuit of well-being, maybe 100 years ago, somebody would be going in search of water, today you're going in search of the Wi-Fi cloud but still well-being. People's idea of well-being, whatever that is, but people are only well only when something beautiful happens within themselves. They think they're going to cause it to themselves by some means. But people have been happy before the Wi-Fi came, people have been happy before the automobile came, people have been happy before all the luxuries we are enjoying today appeared. So what I'm saying is, well-being, if you're in pursuit of well-being, essentially, it is about what happens within the human being. What happens within the human being, in the name of so many things, I don't want to name all the things, in the name of so many things, what we call as family, society, and another world which we call as corporate world all these things we created, these are all different names or different mechanisms that we believe will bring well-being to us. Somebody built a family, somebody built a corporation, both in pursuit of well-being, isn't it? I must tell you this. The first time I was at Davos many years ago, they were almost resentful. What is a mystic doing in an economic summit? A particular CEO who was in charge of a top computer manufacturing company, 3 months later they got sold out to the Chinese.
We can guess who they were.
So he was very resentful. What are you doing here? Then I told him, see, what's your business? He said, I do computers. So see, whether you manufacture a computer or a safety pin or in between anything, fundamentally this is about human well-being. The basic business is human well-being. You may do it through your computer, somebody will produce safety pin, somebody will produce a cloth, somebody will produce something else. It doesn't matter what you're doing, the fundamental business is human well-being, and that's my business too. And that's why I'm here.
Hello sir, good evening, Prime Minister sir.
How are you?
Very well. 58 days on the motorcycle, I'm still alive, so I must be good.
Well, I would like very much to salute you for the spirit of resistance and for what you are doing to save the soil of earth. This is not the first time that I see you. I have seen some of your videos, and I have realized that I am talking to an exceptional man who is a medical doctor in a way, and a sociologist, an environmentalist, but on top of all, a philosopher. So I congratulate you on what makes you, really, and I appreciate the wisdom that is enclaving your mind. This is something that is very important to us. And also, it is not really strange for an Indian man to become a philosopher. That is where philosophy was born anyhow. It was not born in Greece. It was born maybe earlier than the Greek philosophers. But anyhow, so I wish you all the best and my full support. And I take your initiative seriously. And I should tell you one important thing. I was having, like 5-6 years ago, I was talking to an Indian a group of activists, and one word I kept using is that referring to Palestinians under occupation, that we are attached to our land. And I kept saying that we are the sons of the soil.
Yes. And
these settlers who come from Brooklyn and who come from other places, there is no way you can bring a plant from Siberia and plant it in Palestine. It does not work. We are the sons of the soil, and therefore we are the organic product of our soil and of our land. So it is good that you are reminding the whole the whole world of what does it mean to really preserve the soil as source of food for people, because you are 100% right. It is not the Ukraine crisis that is going and the chain supply that is going to affect food supply. It is also that the earth will not be able to produce enough organic products, enough food for more than 7 billion people. So land is shrinking and people are growing. Soil is shrinking and people are growing. In our case, it is so sad to tell you that the aggressive settler colonialism has caused incredible damage to our environment. It is sad to tell you that 2.5 million trees have been uprooted by the Israeli settlers since 1967, when Palestine became under occupation. So that this is really something that's worth mentioning to you. And maybe I should also, I'm 100% in full support with what you called for. Change the narrative. I think it is very important that we don't only change narrative, but it is also important that we change mindsets, the way we perceive things. We should not take things for granted. A lot of people take things for granted. You know, food should be there. You know, drinking water is always available. It is not. We will face serious challenges on drinking water, on availability of soil, organic products. Human beings should not live on hormones or fruits or vegetables injected by hormones. You know, you put a cucumber in the fridge and it keeps growing because it is full of hormones under humid conditions and so on. And also, my dear friend, maybe, you know, when I was told that I will talk to you, I thought, okay, this man as a philosopher, also the issue for us is not only about soil and earth and so on. I should also bring to your attention very important issue, which is, you know, the Dead Sea is, we have 38 kilometers of shores of the Dead Sea as Palestine. The rest on the east side is Jordan, and the other parts is the Israeli occupation side. You know, the Dead Sea will have no water at all. It will fully and totally dry up by 2044, according to estimates of experts. So we are really facing serious damages. Dead Sea, it means minerals, it means history, it means the lowest water point on earth, and so on and so forth. So this is also something that needs extra attention in your exercise and in your effort to really bring attention to what is happening in the world. Also, maybe last thing I should tell you, that we are fully engaged here in Palestine in land reclamation to avoid political desertification. What do I mean by that? Political desertification is the Israeli construction of Jewish settlements on the land, on fertile soil, on our mountains, on everywhere. And that is really damaging our environment and creating serious problem that land in Palestine is shrinking and the settlers are taking our source of livelihood. You know, and that's my last point to you, you know, Muslims in general, they believe in one thing, that God created a human being out of salsal. And salsal is actually something similar to clay. And clay is made of soil. So that, you know, if there is, maybe if there will be no soil or enough soil, maybe human creatures will shrink also. But this is something that I will leave to your fertile mind to elaborate on that. I salute you and I respect your initiative and my full support of what is needed from the Palestinian side to support you. I'm ready to do that. So, all the best.
Thank you very much, sir, and it's a pleasure and a privilege to be talking to you. When we were passing through Palestine, we had about 5 to 6 hours. We thought we will engage with you or somebody in your government, but unfortunately we got stuck in the security for almost 6-7 hours. So it got late and because of that we had to leave. Anyway, what I would like to say, sir, I know the political situations, whatever that is, geopolitical aspects, is not in my power to change that, but I would like to tell people of Palestine that whatever the political situation today may not be the same thing tomorrow, but the most important thing is we must keep our lands alive for future generations. Keeping it alive essentially means keeping the soil rich and alive, because politics will change, national boundaries will change, but the soil has to be alive, because that is a fundamental responsibility we hold for our children and future generations beyond them. So in this context, it is very important, the Palestinian soil, which has been feeding these people for thousands of years, and just a few decades ago, nearly 90% of your economy itself was agriculture. Unfortunately, it has shrunk now for whatever reasons. But the important thing is, no matter which nation we belong to, no matter what kind of strife or troubles we are going through, this is something we have to do as human beings, that we keep our soil alive, because soil is not our property. It's come to us from previous generations. We must pass it on as a living soil for future generations. You were talking about water, sir. I would like to tell you that right now, by somewhere between 2032 to 2035, it is expected 3.5 billion people will be water stressed. And this will lead to massive migrations. Over 1 billion people in the world could migrate because of water stress. 3.5 billion people without the needed water is a calamity that you cannot imagine, but that is just 10 years away from us. So turning the soil around is a fundamental responsibility. As you know, it's not in my this thing to give you any political advice, because you are in the thick of that, and I know Palestinian people have fought for so long for their rights. I hope that gets resolved. But whichever way, whatever our other conditions are, we must keep our soil alive, because that is where future life will come from.
Well, I mean, for sure. This is something, I mean, that you took the initiative. I'm sure that you will receive support from everybody people who do really care about, I mean, the way you're handling it is not an environmental issue. The way you're handling it is also a source of living, a source of income and survival. I mean, you're talking about a survival of humanity, and therefore this is something that should be of an international orchestrated effort. And I think the attention you are drawing by covering 70,000 kilometers of travel here and there to bring attention of people, I think we appreciate that, we support that. but maybe we need more than, a foundation like yours. And I think you need an orchestrated effort. United Nations should adopt this sort of thing. And people are going to Stockholm in June, early June, which is an extension of the climate change. So there has to be, I think you will be able to come to Stockholm to speak about your initiative.
COP15 happened in Ivory Coast. I was there for 2 days, and we definitely got the attention of all the 197 nations. One thing I would like to, this is something I'm trying to bring it to everybody's awareness and consciousness is, see, as human beings, based on our nationalities, race, religion, caste, creed, in so many ways we have tried to separate ourselves. But even if people do not understand what is this all-inclusive consciousness or whatever, at least we must understand we all come from the same soil, we eat of the same soil, when we die we go back to the same soil. So I feel soil is a common factor for all of us, no matter what has happened till now, no matter how confrontational somebody is, and conflicts have happened because of that. But it's important that we don't forget we come from the same soil and we go back to the same soil. So using this as a common factor, as a common denominator, I feel there is some possibility of solving situations in our lives, because as generations pass, if we continue the same conflicts, unfortunately, the future generations will suffer. So this Save Soil movement, one thing is it's an ecological movement, but also it would be wonderful if people use it as a unifying factor among people. Disputes will always be there, disagreements will be there, but how we conduct these disputes and disagreements is very important. If we see a common thread among ourselves, probably we will handle it little differently, hopefully we'll handle differently. And it is my wish and my blessing that Palestine should see peace and prosperity. There are many people from Palestine who are with us in our centers, both in India and United States. And it's very unfortunate that they have to be spread out all over the world without being in their own homelands. Hope this will come to some kind of solution, but above all, till that happens, we must make sure our soil is rich and alive, because that could be the most valuable thing in the next few days.
Very good. I think, in the video that I have seen, you called for, soil without organics becomes sand, and sand with organics becomes soil. And I think that is really a very important statement on your side, because this opens the whole research on earth, environment, science, technology to be directed towards deserts.
If I can tell you this, in the last 27 years, we have converted a few 100,000 farmers into what is called as tree-based agriculture and revived soils in southern India. Based on this, we are working in a particular river basin, which is 83,000 square kilometers of land, and 5.2 million farmers live and work here. This is a massive project that we are doing. So looking at the success of that, only the 5 United Nations agencies are partnering with us today. Looking at the success of this, the government of India made a detailed project report in toto as we are doing the project for 13 river basins. And now, just this year, about a month and a half ago, government of India allocated $2.3 billion towards these 13 river basins. These 13 river basins put together will account for 67% of India's land. So if these 13 river basins are revived in the next 8 to 12 years' time, as we have done in one river basin, then in many ways India's soil will be above crest. And I will definitely talk to UNCCD, who are our close partners, to see how these kind of projects can be initiated in Palestine. You can also appeal to them. Ibrahim Thiaw is a very committed person. Right now they are in a convention in Ivory Coast. I was there for 2 days and just came here. So we can definitely take this ahead, and after this is over, we're setting up a panel of 25 scientists who will handhold small nations to fulfill this. We have committed to CARICOM nations in Caribbean region to do this also. Definitely we can engage Palestine in this area, particularly through the UN agencies. I feel in Palestine, considering the political situations, it's best that UN agencies involved rather than a private foundation.
Very good. I mean, we have really all UN agencies are functioning and working in Palestine, UNDP, UNFPA, United Nations, UNRWA. I mean, nearly every UN agency is actually here. And I take the idea that you propose that Palestine will be part of this. I welcome that, and we are ready to engage with this initiative. Whatever needed to engage us, I will be more than happy to do that.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for your generosity and giving your time for this. I hope to visit you in the near future sometime and spend some time in Palestine with all of you. Thank you very much.
I wish you all the best and keep the good work going. I salute you, your energy and your dedication. All the best.
Thank you, sir. Namaskar.
As-salamu. Bye-bye.
Here we are at Lepakshi Temple. When I was a child, in my grandparents' home, this was a very important temple because this was built during the Vijayanagar Empire, to which they happened to be our forefathers. And my great-grandfather built some chowdhury close by. 50 years ago, I have come here. It was a grand temple with lots of people, daily pujas. Today, it's in abject state of neglect. Well, it's become an archaeological monument. It's only for tourists. Temple is not a place of propaganda. Temple is a place of power which should draw people. Once you take away that power, there are no people, there are only stragglers, tourists, people who want some privacy young boys and girls hanging around because looking for privacy, hiding in the temple. This is what it's become. It's most unfortunate. This will be the fate of most temples in the country, in South India particularly, if we don't regenerate them, if you don't make them into living, powerful spaces. They will not be valued just for the stonework. It is the power of consecration which makes them what they are. It is time, it is definitely time that uninvolved government employees should not be managing the temple. Devotees, for whom their heart beats for the deity, they should manage the temple. It's time to do this. Southern Indian temples particularly are so grand. If you look at this work, tremendous amount of work done a few hundred years ago, and here we have brought it to this state of just preserving it, not keeping it alive. This is a place where Jatayu's wing is supposed to have fallen, as per the legend. So, Jatayu's image upon the rock, these fantastic rocks, is the natural feature of this part of the land. This is called as Rayalaseema, where incredible rock structures all over the place. I have so enjoyed this in my childhood. Nice to be back here. This is a grand temple of Veerabhadra Swami. In my childhood, I have come here a few times. At one time, Veerabhadra Swami was our family deity, and it was a powerful temple which drew thousands of people. Today, this level of neglect and things being handled by the physical structure being maintained by ASI, which is reasonably okay, and the rest maintained by the endowment ministry or department. It's painful to see that just 50 years ago, what was a powerful and beautiful temple, today is just catering to tourist curiosity. Powerfully consecrated temples like the Nagalinga has come to an abject state of neglect. Government can manage museums. Please don't try to manage temples. It's time devotees manage temples. It promotes a better heart health, reduces DNA damage, protect against aging and cancer, boosts immunity, protects liver from damage, regulates blood sugar level, promotes gut health. It also assists young women and makes their ovulation process much healthier. Here's my breakfast. This is yogi's breakfast. This is very easy to prepare. Without lighting a stove, you have breakfast except for the turmeric. The turmeric solution where you need to heat the water. Rest is all without lighting, very energy efficient and pollution-free, like my motorcycle, because I'm driving it on extremely low carbon. The same goes for what goes into your stomach, because what goes into your tank will determine how you function. Well, starting with these cherry tomatoes, the small organically grown tomatoes which we're getting from Mennonite farms here. They are wonderful people, growing everything in a very natural way. Cherry tomatoes are great for fighting free radicals that cause disease, and it also limits the ultraviolet rays damage that happens to skin, not my skin, but people who don't have enough pigmentation, it'll make a lot of difference for them, and it promotes a better heart health also. Cherry tomatoes are very rich in minerals, calcium, manganese, phosphorus, potassium like this. Arugula sprouts, which are microgreens, that means they're baby greens, pack a massive amount of concentrated nutritional punch of antioxidants, vitamins, up to 40 times higher than regular mature greens. Cancer prevention elements are there in it, maintaining very good eye and bone health, boosts immunity, protects liver from damage. Cucumber increases hydration. It is always best that we eat water through the food that we consume with high water content foods rather than simply drinking water. Strengthens bone density, very high in vitamin K, promotes gut health, helps manage blood sugar, and of course your weight, because it fills you mostly with very rich water. And it also has proteins which could be somewhat cancer preventive. It improves heart health, of course, and that is only if you have a heart. If you're like me, you've given away your heart, then but still you can eat cucumber. These soaked groundnuts, they are not really nuts, they're legumes. They call kadalakai, chenakai in southern India, but the English people called it nuts. They're not really nuts, they're legumes. And soaked raw almonds, peeled, and soaked raw walnut, peeled. The nuts are soaked in water overnight and they are peeled. This eliminates the nutritional inhibitors and other toxic substances as they are absorbed into the water. Without inhibitors and toxic substances, the nutrients of the nuts and seeds are more readily available for absorption. Rich in nutrients and healthy fats, lowers the risk of heart disease and regulates blood sugar levels. They're very good for you, especially if you belong to the same species. These small balls of turmeric and neem, freshly ground, rich in antioxidants, very rich in vitamin B. There is neem and turmeric balls here, and also turmeric decoction. These are very good for taking away the inflammatory markers in your system and to reduce inflammation, I mean. And also, they are great cleansers of your gut if there are any parasites or anything else that you don't need, and the bad bacteria that may be there, and also promotes gut health in a big way. As you know today, medical science is coming back to this, that there is a gut-brain. A significant part of your intelligence functions in your gut. It should be, that is, if you can eat a nut or a fruit and it becomes human flesh and bone, this means there is intelligence out there well beyond your logical intelligence. Black sesame, very rich in antioxidants, rich source of iron, copper, zinc and vitamin B and folate, vitamin E and all these things. Well, I don't look at things like this, but black sesame has been my companion all my life, especially on my trekking trips. When I trekked alone, the roasted black sesame kept me alive and going and energetic throughout. It also does wonders to your cartilage and bone joints, encourages heart health, and it is part of southern Indian tradition during winter time when skin tends to break because of the cold and heat in southern India. At the same time, we consume sesame at that time. There's a whole tradition, especially in Karnataka, where everybody shares sesame with each other's families as an encouragement to consume sesame seeds because skin health will be very good. Inside out, I mean. Sesame is also very rich in iron. Those of you who are anemic, for women especially, sesame is a very good thing to eat. It also assists young women and makes their ovulation process much healthier. Blueberries or pomegranate, any one of these, depending on where we are. One of the most antioxidant-rich food that you can consume, reduces DNA damage, protect against aging and cancer. So many berries in India, bright-colored ones, particularly in the south and western India, you will find lots of berries which have similar qualities. Sprouted fenugreek or methi as it's known, these seeds are fantastic blood cleansers, good source of protein and vitamins and minerals, very good for lactating mothers, great for hair and nail growth, reduces blood pressure, brings down blood sugar level, lower inflammation. These sprouted fenugreek or methi along with sprouted green gram or moong is very, very good for cognitive health. Those who are over 50 years of age must consume this on a daily basis, otherwise you may not realize, slowly you will lose it. Here are some olives, pickled olives. This is quite a few Lebanese around us, and this is a Lebanese sabotage. They're trying to turn me into a Lebanese, but here I got raw mango pickle to stay Indian. Both of them are very good antioxidants, and there are various kinds of properties in these. Both are very good for heart health, cardiac health, and raw mangoes are very connected. And as everyone would know in southern India, at least probably all across India, that in villages if a young woman bites into a raw mango because she has an urge to eat that, then immediately everybody thinks she is pregnant. So, when a woman conceives, there is a natural urge to eat because it's so rich in calcium and vitamin C that the body produces the urge to consume such things. So raw mango, which is seasonal of course, but has tremendous benefits,
and it also will make sure, no matter where I travel, raw mango pickled especially if it's freshly pickled in this season. It was wonderful to see in Atlanta, a lot of people, not of Indian origin, people saying, "Sadhguru, I planted a mango tree in my house," and bringing a raw mango and giving it to me. And pickled mango ensures that I never get home. And this is a Native American product. It is from the Lakota tribe. I'm not very sure whether it is Lakota or Dakota or Nakota, but one of those tribes. And when I travel to Native American nations, I pick this up and I'm using this. The flowers here are just an expression of love from people around me. There are plenty in this season all over the forest, so they're picking up this, and on the whole, a complete power breakfast, racing fuel. It's very important as to how we keep ourselves if we want to live strong and thrive. So what goes into the tank is also very important. Don't tell anybody I'm putting racing fuel on my motorcycle and also into me. Soil is not our property. It's a legacy that's come to us from previous generations, and we must pass it on as living soil for future generations. If we do not do this one thing, future generations will look upon us as a very irresponsible generation. I'm 65 and I'm riding 30,000 kilometers. Not a joyride at this age. Well, I thought, before I'm too old and no good for anything, I will do my bit. Every one of you, let's do our bit and let's make this happen. It's a great pleasure for me. These beautiful Caribbean nations are going for this first.
This memorandum of understanding that we are signing, it will also bring some technical assistance to the Caribbean region.
This is a historic moment because here is the first step to turn around.
You are probably one of the most famous Indians, and what you're doing today is really important because people like you who have a wonderful following of millions and millions of people, and what you're doing with that is so important with saving the soil.
If you want to say, "I love you" to your child, you must just say, "save soil," because it is a more committed way of saying, "I love you."
Every single one of us needs to get behind this really, really important mission.
It's an extraordinary campaign. It echoes what we in the Commonwealth have been aspiring to do for a number of years.
Next 100 days from 21st of March, we want the whole world to talk about soil.
It is not about the motorcycle, it's not about the journey, it's not about the song, it is about moving people on the planet. Make it happen, huh?
Nobody spoke about soil like Sadhguru does.
I think if we all contribute, then we have a really strong voice.
There has been so much excitement and everybody is so excited to hear Sadhguru.
This is our time on the planet. What we do here is our business. Let's do the right things.
I honestly didn't feel like part of the movement before, obviously. I'd never met him. Seeing what kind of a following he has and how impactful it is I really feel like I just joined a global movement.
Graffiti artists supporting this Save Soil movement, wanting to inspire the youth, and youth being the major population in most parts of the world today, all graffiti artists, to whatever walls that you have, make sure that you use this. One of the most beautiful cities of Europe.
It really resonated with me, the message that we have to save our soil.
It's our common issue together. It's not for one nation, for one person, but we as people have to unite and to solve this.
This is a celebration of human beings coming together to do what they need to do. Had a wonderful meeting with the Agriculture Minister of Slovenia. Reshimo first! All of us have been part of this destruction. The only way is all of us become part of the solution also. Yeah. Riding on to Italy. Italy is raining heavily tonight. We are in Venice.
It's like a wave of hope.
Is necessary for the future.
Over 2000 years ago, this eternal city made the mistake of over-farming the region, and the erosions that caused did tremendous damage, and that was also the fall of the city at that time. So, the Romans of today should never make that mistake once again.
And we are very happy that we are aligned in our message to really high the profile of soils. And we believe that is very much needed.
Young people getting into farming is very good. That's the future of the world. Here we are in Geneva.
I think it's a message of urgency, but it's also a message of hope. So I would really like to thank Sadhguru for his leadership.
The global movement led by him addresses the soil crisis by mobilizing people around the entire world.
It touches your heart, and his message is strong.
This massive fountain in the Lake of Geneva is lit up for Save Soil today. With Save Soil colors of blue and green, you cannot stop this. The moment is on. It's going to be on till the policies are done. See, when people want it, it definitely will happen. There's no question about it. Tell me, will it happen? Yeah. In this cold, slippery road and winds are picking up speed, no matter what the hell, I have to keep going. You think this is a problem? Relentless commitment to what you do. That is the only solution. Save soil, let's make it happen.
We already have one action, which is an MOU to be signed between Isha Foundation and 4,000 initiative Soils for Food Security and Climate for cooperation in achieving our objective of creating a healthier soil.
We were just sharing exactly the same objective, increasing carbon content in the soil.
I'm really humbled by your campaign, Sadhguru. What you are doing is really impressive.
First, I would like to thank Sadhguru for this campaign. I'm quite amazed and thrilled by it.
I was very honored to be on the stage and be able to actually express that his mission is what we need.
Fantastic. France has been great. Well, Brussels.
Let's put together and work on a common message for all to save a resource that determines our future. Save the soil.
We should all stand up and make the most impact we can to create a real change in the world.
Get the bottom!
And then a smashing evening at the main event.
and a super enthusiastic crowd committing themselves to make this happen.
It's heartwarming to see everybody come together.
Save soil on the move. Let's make it happen. Just look up the news and see in the last 4 months, how many governments have started talking about soil because they see it's picking up momentum. But if you create 3 to 4 billion people talking about soil, that's it. That will be the main conversation in the government.
Save the Soil is a very important movement that we support as UNCCT. We would like to propose to the world to do whatever they can to protect the soil, because it is our future.
Save soil, let's make it happen.
I need someone to show me the way. I need someone to show me the way.
The education ministry in Germany has now come into the picture officially and asked all the children to do artwork to support Save Soil movement. Good, Arjun, wonderful. Congratulations that you wrote to the Prime Minister.
Let's make it happen!
So, on the way to Bratislava, well, the road surface is not great, too many puddles of water, so can't maintain very high speed. It's great that all of you are here in Bratislava. Nobody ever imagined 100 years ago that we will have to save soil of all the things.
Thank you for coming to Slovakia. It's wonderful, and I'm very happy that the video campaign.
Would you like to come in the kitchen and cook with me a little bit?
Why not? Without soil being rich, food won't be rich. Without food being rich, our bodies will not be of full potential. What do you call that?
It's a Sadhguru salad.
Table 12. The old heroes always built something which stands up like this, but the new heroes are those people who will nurture the soil which always lies beneath our feet, never stands up. Oh, this wonderful city of Belgrade, the UNFAO said something which really deeply hurt me, is the soil that we are consuming right now belongs not even to these little children, belongs to the unborn child. This is an expression of our love and responsibility for our own lives and the future lives.
I love the message that he sent and how he broadened it, that it's everybody's responsibility.
I think there is a great potential for a good collaboration, partnership with the campaign Save Soil and what we are doing as a government. We can make it together.
It's very important, bringing a certain sense of love and celebration towards the land that we walk upon. It's just after noon, but temperatures are around 2 degrees, morning it was below 0, not a weather for motorcycle for sure. Going from Sofia to Bucharest, organize yourselves whichever way you want, form groups, come together somehow and see this happens.
Sadhguru reminded me that I have a voice.
People from Istanbul were really amazed by Sadhguru to appear, and they were just so happy to see him.
This many people, if all of you are committed and you spend 15-20 minutes a day to enhance the message, I think I don't have to go on riding like crazy. Yesterday I rode 18 hours, can you believe this, through Bulgarian roads?
Is an honest expression of his wisdom and love for humanity, I think.
He's been riding through very, rough terrain, rough roads, dusty construction sites.
It was a long drive and we were getting a little late for the live event at Tbilisi.
He, right at the end, maybe 5 minutes before the event, decided that he couldn't stop for a break.
In the traffic, he was just removing his jacket and gloves and throwing in the car just to make it on time.
The whole purpose of this movement is to first to bring this home, that when you walk up on the soil, you know it is the source of your life. Keeping it alive is the most important thing. Will you make it happen? We could have touched, or nearly about 1.2 to 1.3 billion people have spoken about soil since 21st of March. But that's not good for us. We want 3 to 4 billion people.
He is a gift from God for the people, for the earth, for the soil.
We must save the soil, we must plant the trees, we must replenish the forest, we must save our planet.
Wonderful, thank you so much for standing up for soil.
جينا بالحب جينا يا تربة الحديقة وعدا منا وعهدا والعهد لن يخيب.
Right now, soil has turned into sand because we pulled out all the organic content. We are taking the life out of the soil. If we don't put that back, all the other concerns which are important to be attended to, but none of them will matter.
This is not for us, this is for him and his generation, hoping that they would have a better future with a better world. Save soil.
Well, it's very, I can tell you as a motorcycle driver, I also like motorcycles and it's not easy. This guy is devoted and this is what makes him so impressive and so he touches people.
When it comes to agriculture, when it comes to soil, when it comes to soil ecology, our national borders mean nothing because microorganisms operate as a global system. People are talking about doctors without borders. I'm asking you, are you beings without borders? Are you alive without borders? The only way we can see the continuum of life process is that it has to be addressed globally. Implementation has to happen on the land, and land is not managed by scientists, land is managed by farmers. So it's extremely important. It must be a single-point agenda, incentive-based agenda. If inspiration, incentives and disincentives after a certain period of time is the way forward, this is my appeal to every one of you. because I don't want this COP15 to end as one more convention with more paper and more paper. This must end with concrete action, and action in such a way that it's implementable.
In a world full of cuts, short videos, and distractions, you chose to stay and listen until the end. That already says a lot about your willingness to look deeper. Drop your city in the comments, and if you'd like, subscribe and share this video with someone who's also not afraid to think. Thank you, a big hug to you, and see you in the next video.